digital trends. Or maybe you want to transform your thinking from the ordinary to the extraordinary. That's what this channel is all about. We focus on brand strategy and design, new marketing strategies, social media marketing, influencer marketing, paid advertising. And now we talk customer experience with digital technologies, digital trends, and data analytics. It's all about digital transformation.
We live in this digital world where it's no longer who you know or what you know. It's who knows what you know. Welcome to the Digital Perspective program. This program is all about exploring your digital ideas, trends, and really practical ideas to help you build your brand and monetize it. I am Praveen Gautam. I help companies, entrepreneurs to build their digital brand and monetize it. All right, today we're talking about collateral matters in personal branding. And this is one of my favorite topics, which is very, very close to my heart, all about personal branding. And how you can expand. Now, also in past episodes, what we have touched on is about why personal branding. Many of our audience or viewers, just like you, have asked, why Praveen, why personal branding? Yes, our business is good, our business brand is positioning well. Well, look, to answer yes, if you have missed those past episodes, a couple of things here is the personal branding help you to position differently in the marketplace. As you know, there's so many subject matter experts or if you like go-to authorities in the market. So when you have your personal brand, almost you are bulletproofing everything what you do. And second thing, obviously promotions, because people don't want to buy from same, they want different. So obviously it helps in promotions, and the good news here is you can charge more. If your personal brand stands out, people will know more about you, so you can charge more, the premium price for sure. All right, so let's talk about more in detail right there. But if you guys are just watching this right now from different social medias, including Facebook or Instagram or YouTube Live, or that might be through LinkedIn, just feel comfortable for next 15-20 minutes. Feel free to give us a thumbs up, comments, or I would love to really know about, curious to know more about what you are doing in your personal brand. Obviously, things have changed quite a lot, during this 2021 now, moving ahead. So I'm curious to know. So just type what exactly you're doing, whether that might be rebuilding your websites or doing it on LinkedIn, whatever that might be. Just type it down. We'd love to know more, and obviously share the knowledge to our community. Good. All right. So let's deep in. Now, what is collaterals? Obviously, we talk about collaterals, right? Collaterals matters, but what is collaterals? Obviously, collaterals is a it name such as collateral, which also means it runs parallel to what you are, which means your image, the message really you're trying to project to your buyer or to your prospect, if you like, ideal prospect, if you like, and trying to attract them, or you might be trying to penetrate in the market segments or exactly the verticals you want to tap in, whatever that might be. The collaterals matters. And now, obviously, these days, everything in digital, but mainly there's two ideas. One is obviously your digital collaterals, but other one is also can be your offline collaterals. So if you're just watching this, again, curious to know what branding collaterals or branding assets right now, if you have, just write the comment sections below, and we'll love to go deeper here. But one of the questions I always get asked is, Praveen, look, I'm a little bit confused about branding collaterals. So what does that? Obviously, in business, branding collaterals means not just your logos and taglines and things, but obviously in personal collaterals, mainly the two pillars are digital collaterals and offline collaterals. So especially now in these episodes, we want to focus more on digital side, and that's where our focus is about digital collaterals, which also mainly refers to your collaterals like websites, or that might be obviously LinkedIn. I'm not sure still you're using printing resume. I don't. So you got to whether all your collaterals, all your assets has been well kept well in or your websites, or that might be through LinkedIn, because first point, as you know, is our ideal audience, our ideal clients, our buyers are looking right now, typing their name, first name, last name. That's a top keyword. So whether that maybe you are as a specialist, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are venture capitalists, or you are the medical practitioners or health professionals. So everyone is typing right now in the Google about your first name, last name, and that's where I think it need to be stands out. Whether that may be dedicated page for you, or dedicated website for you, or dedicated, the separate LinkedIn for you, whatever it might be, that is all comes under digital collateral. Now, also you might be curious to know what others, especially offline collaterals, I'm sure you would know, is whether that may be your business cards, or that might be your flyers, or a speaker's pack, if you have, or it might be your latest book, whatever it might be. I mean, obviously, I use this. I have been using this for quite a long time. You can see. Thank you card. I great believe in this. Just quick thank you note to your audience, and they can see they appreciate it. So sometimes this will work, but again, things have changed so much, and it's getting. A lot of things are changing because everything is moving on digital. So the focus is everything is digital. Now, in this episodes, obviously, in this quick live, I will share about some practical ideas or practical tools which I am implementing myself as well as for our clients. So you might find very interesting. But the purpose of this episodes pretty much is to get you inspired and really help you to reflect what exactly you're trying to do for your personal brand. So pick some ideas, or write some notes if you have a pen handy right there, and we'll share you some of the websites, some of the key things which you can learn as well as implement in the business. Because as you know, learning is one thing, but implementation is a whole different thing. So, all right, guys, I hope you would enjoy. Let's go through. I'll share my screen here. Let's go through the personal brand. I mean, this is literally my website, right? Many of you would have known. I mean, it's all about, if you go through the websites, you would see very clearly the clients I work with. It's everything the clear. Obviously, these are some old images, but as you can see very, very clearly what it's all about. So the personal brand also means make sure all you highlight, but it's not about just you. It's all about, what you're trying to do, the purpose, and the values or the mission on your life. More likely, I would say, start with why. Many of you have heard about Simon Sinek. It's not about what, it's a why. Why matters. So what is your why? So make sure that all that stands out very clearly in your personal branding or collaterals, if you like, which means digital collateral. So whether that may be your LinkedIn or your website, it need to be reflect very why, because as you attract to the right audience who you like to work with. Now, I have to share this. I remember a couple of years ago, I read a book, The One Thing. It's a great book actually by Gary Keller. And if you go back and look about how people have built their brand, obviously whether that might be business brand like Google. What is the one thing? So that obviously Google one thing is search, search dominations. What about the one thing for Starbucks? Obviously coffee. What about the one thing for KFC? It's a chicken. Yes, it's a chicken. Or that might be for Apple. Obviously, Apple started with the whole revolution of think differently, but they pick up the one thing that is obviously iPhone, and they did better. And now obviously the whole ecosystem. So obviously start with small, but build the momentum as you go through, because obviously the more of if the focus is 100 things, it gets diluted, and obviously you can't get the success. So the key things in your personal branding is having that focus. What is the one thing you are focusing on? And I remember a couple of years ago, my mentors, used to share, okay, Praveen, what is the pick your lane. What is the one thing you are doing? So I think that's, if you're watching this right now, then you may be thinking, okay, what is the one thing? Obviously, who you are, your credibility, and what is the point of difference? So going back to my website, let's say, if I have to share this, if you're going to my website, if you would see one thing, then we're focusing on growth. So growth for everywhere you see, your business growth partner. One thing is growth. So which means growth through obviously more leads, more sales, more opportunities for our clients. for our team members or for our whole organization. So the growth you would see. So if you would go back here again, whether that may be through my websites or through my LinkedIn, you would see everywhere is growth. Everywhere is growth. Or even if you go to our business price, let's say, is a growth. So everywhere pretty much is growth. So which means obviously focusing more for our clients to generate more leads, more sales, and more opportunity. So that's what I think the personal brand, in a nutshell, personal brand is also about having that focus. So it doesn't have to be different than what you are doing in your life. I truly believe that, because it needs to go hand in hand, whether that might be in a business, whatever you're trying to focus, or personal. It goes hand in hand. The message get resonated. Otherwise, if you have a business of, let's say, image consultant business, and obviously you're running the image consultant, but when you have the someone in LinkedIn, like you do paving or concreting, what does that look like? So it's a whole different things, because you are saying image and obviously you're doing different things. It can lead to your hobbies or interests, but what is the one thing you're picking up? So that's so important, especially in digital world, because people or your clients are checking everything. So I think the consistency, having that clarity is a key. All right, so I hope that gives you a bit of ideas, but also if you would check here on, this is my LinkedIn actually. If you would check here, your brand, who you work with, little bit about you. It's not always about you, but what exactly the results you have done for your clients, who are these clients are all about, and a little bit about all the details. So it's very important to make sure that it reflects well in your credibility. So I hope that gives you a bit of idea, but it is all about just one thing. Now, many times in personal branding, I have done several mistakes in the past, there's no doubt, because sometimes you see others, you get inspired, and literally sometimes you try to copy, or you get everything, the same website, same collateral, same thing. But sometimes, especially when you have done so many things, it's always good to just be you, and being authentic, being who you are, who you represent, who your brand, who you work with. And because, mind you, obviously, if you be you, no one will copy, or no one will get from you. So it is who you are, and that's where the clients, especially in digital, obviously authenticity is a key, because now these days you can't literally hide. Everything is very open. So be you is a key. Now, one of the client which we have worked, I will share this here. This beautiful Dr. Sigal Jacobsons. Many of you may have posted a couple of times. If you would see her websites, we have recently finished her website, about the brand transformations, what we have done. So obviously, see, the one thing for her is a cosmetic, everything about the cosmetics. So you would see the work, the things she have worked with. Obviously, the beautiful websites with the awards, but more likely here you would see all inventions, what inventions you have done in the past, and what you are doing now. Some of the images, what she's been involved with. So that gives a whole credibility on the online space. And obviously, she runs the practice as well. So the practice website is very different, but this is more her personal brand. So all about who she is as a dentist, as an inventor, as a lecturer. So from the color perspectives, you can see it replicates everything. Suppose if you go to her, the amazing work she is doing, as she have done in the past, you can see very clearly, and it really resonates. So it's all about that, be you, being who you are, and that not only on the website, but if you see her the LinkedIn, obviously it makes very clear what she's been involved, all the titles, little bit about her, the cases, the works she have done. So what all it is about is be you. So no matter who you are or what's your focus, whether that may be on any industry particularly, so focus on what your credibility is, focus on why you are different in the market, focus on all the achievements you have done, but centric to your clients or centric to your patients, if you like. But the key here is consistency, because imagine if your business you're involved in is something different, and your personal is something different. And obviously, if your LinkedIn is something different, then guess what? People get confused, and obviously confused mind don't buy. So they don't buy from you, or they don't, they don't get the appointment. So the key here is to have that consistency apart, but also that can also replicate in, suppose if you would say, when we start doing her website, if you would look my screen here, this is the website which we have built that was before and after. We, everything is very different through the brand. You can see we have shown you the LinkedIn. And not only that consistency, but consistency can also be on the flyers or on the offline material. So it's very clear, very clean, and people can see, people can resonate, and people don't get confused. Yes, and that's a key here. Now, third point, obviously, while you are building your personal brand, make sure that we touched on credibility. Like, it's not about you everywhere, because many times, when people talk about personal brand, just, I don't know where they get from, but the avatar, they just think, okay, look, I am this, this is the avatar, and everywhere me. So, sometimes you just, think, at least go back and look around. Is your website really talking about just you, or talking at the centric for your client perspectives? What are they looking for? And as you know, I was just sitting with a couple of our experts looking on some of the keywords, and what people are typing obviously is your first name, last name. That's always the top keyword. Second thing, when people go to your websites or your LinkedIn, the first trait that goes to the clients you have worked with, what are the results you have achieved. So it's not about what you have done, everything, but it's all about from the third, from the testimonial side. So it's always good to highlight those things, and obviously they're interested about what you do, what sort of things you are in, mutual interest is. So it all matters, which means credibility, focusing on your credibility, focusing on your clients. It all matters on your personal brand. Now, guys, I have seen couple of you have just tuned in. By the way, if there is, we are talking about collateral matters in your personal branding. If you're just tuning, feel free to give us a thumbs up, comments, or share this post. And obviously, I'm curious to know a little bit about what you are doing on a personal branding space. Are you having, what challenges are you facing right now in your personal branding, or the collaterals where you are building? And as we just touched on, it's not about who you know or what you know. It's who knows what you know. So I think that's a nice thing for you to understand the whole journey of the personal brand, because obviously it is so important to be different in the market and have that focus. All right, so let's continue here. So the fourth point, which I think one of the biggest thing is not just like, let's say if you build the website, right? All these are the really great websites. You have built the personal brand. It stands out very well, what you have done. But what is if it is just, if you set these websites, let's say if you have the Facebook, LinkedIn, anything, and let's say if it is just there, it means which just set and forget. If it is just set and forget, guess what's going to happen? No one will go and visit, and I think that ruins the reputation more. And that's what we have seen in last few years, because like go-to authority, or you are subject matter experts, or you are the brand ambassadors, or you are the leader, or the leading consultant. But when there is just the websites and LinkedIn and you haven't gone through it, it's ruined. So for you to think about, when is the last time you have gone through the website, seen whether the images are relevant, or you have gone through your LinkedIn, see if the message is still that clear, succinct. And or that might be, if it's still, because so many times due to the COVID, people have changed the audience, they have changed the market messages. So is those are reflecting to you, after COVID or during the COVID, is it still relevant? I think relevance is a key, so people will understand about what you're all about. Because if it is, seen so many thought leaders or so many leading consultant, I've got a website, have everything collaterals, but it's almost like it's damaging the reputation more. So perhaps for you is to go back, give a bit of time and go back to have a look on your website. When is check out your website, go and check out your LinkedIn. So those are very much relevant right now, and every prospects are looking at right now. So I think if you spend a bit of time to go back and have a look and review it, I think it would make sense. All right. Now, obviously, the other points I want to mention it about, don't underestimate the time. What does that also means is, many times, when you talk about personal brand, I mean, even, someone like me, obviously, when I try to build a personal brand, it's not just built through the websites and LinkedIn. It takes years and years to build that reputation, which means, my friend, look, don't just underestimate. You just have to work every day, literally set some time, set some goals, obviously make the collaterals very, very clear. And sometimes I get that, I get here from the professionals, or like you, obviously you say, okay, look, I don't have a time, Praveen, I'm too busy. Which also means, obviously, you have to set some time. And I remember a couple of years ago, one of the friends used to say, okay, Praveen, excuses are results, but you can't have both. So that's something for you to think about. Obviously, if you want to get the results, if you want to work with the clients you want to work with, if you want to really have a lifestyle and a freedom and those sort of things, is obviously then have those very clear, to build the foundations, because it's no point jumping in the all these promotions when the foundation is not been built. So I think for you to take a time to walk through, to go through those collaterals and build it properly. Now, yes, suppose, let's say if you build this, the foundations, if the personal brand is built, what are you going to do? And many times I hear all the time, look, Praveen, I spend so much money on this website, building this social media, all these followers, but it's not happening. I'm not getting, I spend like 15,000, 20,000, 25, 30, and the price goes on to build the website, to build this video, to build this, to do this, but it's not happening. So simple thing is, building collateral is just not enough. So let me recap. Building collaterals is not just enough. What does that mean? Is obviously driving the sales and marketing. So it is very important to take the first step. There's no doubt, build the foundation, but it doesn't happen. So you have to drive all the time. It's, think about, like, let's say if you have a car, if you brought the car, your assets, and you are the driver. Now you need to drive, right? You need to drive and you need to reach the destination. So same here in the personal branding, it's not different. So what you got to do is building one, but obviously you got to drive it. You got to go where you got to go. So having that start with end in mind is a key. So making sure that when you build the website, build the personal brand, what is the purpose? What is the results? What is the outcome you're thinking to get it? So have that very clearly, whether that may be getting new clients, premium in the market penetration, market positionings, tapping in the new verticals, whatever it might be. So having that clear outcome is a key. So I think that gives you the last but not the least, obviously, is just do it. I know, my friend, it's just easy to say, just do it. But so many times I have seen the entrepreneurs or subject matter experts or business owner falling on the trap, all about procrastination. Oh, look, I'll do it, but just not right now. So I get that. But it's all about, in the digital, there's no perfect time. There's I can do a website so perfectly, this, but it doesn't happen that way, because we all are busy. We caught up on so many things. So here is, obviously, start with small, test and measure, because as no point spending hundreds of thousands of dollars if the results that is not coming through. So idea here is to start with small, make sure that it's very clear in the market, and just do it. All right, I hope that's been value to you. But again, just quick recapping is, start with why, just one thing. What is the one thing, whether that may be your business growth, whether that may be sales, marketing, what is the one thing you are looking to achieve? And the second point, obviously, being be you, just be you, or have a credibility, so that, people will work with the people who you like, and trust. And we touched on don't set and forget. Set a time, set a proper time to build your brand. After branding, obviously, drives sales and marketing. And the last bit we touched on is just do it. All right. So I hope that's been valuable, but I'm really curious to know how you're building your personal brand and attracting the right audience or right prospects or clients at the moment. And reach out to me if you need any help on your personal branding. Happy to do a discovery session. All the details are just here. You can just quickly email me at praveen@viznetwork.com.au. If there is anything, particularly any questions, we can even have a quick chat. Just reach out to me, drop a quick email. Happy to give you some ideas or to give you some really tactical ways how you can stand out, and hope that would be very, very clear. All right. I hope this episode has been valuable to you. Feel free to give us a thumbs up or share this or comment it. I would love to know more about what you're doing in your space. Until then, next week, take care and bye for now.